But then science itself has had a kind of almost religious renaissance in its standardization of how it presents and how people have to present their knowledge in these academic ways, which again is kind of limiting and creating new dogmatic ways of thinking about things. So it's almost like we need a new scientific paradigm shift in order to shake up these rigid ways of thinking. And especially, I think that's the case in education. Like, obviously, we have YouTube and places where we can talk freely, but nobody cites a YouTube personality in their academic papers, right? Like, it's all academia citing more academia, and there's a secularity to the kind of knowledge that gets propagated through new generations.
Yeah, I think no one cites a YouTube personality yet.
Yeah.
I think paper credentials, quickly becoming worth less and less. And, the age of the autodidact, I think, is swiftly approaching an age where you don't need or want an institution to put their stamp on you as a stamp of approval. I think that's always going to help with credibility, but it seems to me that part of what the intellectual community needs is people who, it's not just not being afraid to think outside the box, but I've always thought, and this is part of how I guess conceptualize my own intellectual development, is that there's a kind of merit to coming to the table with as clean as possible a tabula rasa, in your brain. I feel, especially in questions of philosophy, and this is something I touch on in my article on True Philosophy, where I talk about living philosophy and dead philosophy, but there's this tendency to internalize all the various ways that humans have approached a problem historically, and when asked to give an opinion on it, to pick the one you like the best, there's something stagnant and really not, repetitive, stagnant, dead. There's something about that that's not a fit for purpose when it comes to moving things forward. And there's something about not knowing anything that positions you optimally to innovate in a way that when you then learn about the various approaches that people have historically taken to the problem, you can then supplement your fresh insights with their methodological sophistication, and that can create something new and potentially paradigm shifting.